So chanting Om Aham is a good way to start working on differentiating, dividing the Dharmadhatu into three pieces that you can experience through. We talk about the unity of everything, but then we talk about dividing it back up into different things. And so when you think about whether something is body, speech, and mind, whether it's white, red, or blue, whether it's in your pituitary, your thyroid, or your thymus, and all of these things that happen, you can start out with just imagining the tinglies. You can the little circles in the three places: a white circle here, a red circle here, a blue circle here. Move on to visualizing the letters, the syllables, the om, the ah, the hum is a visualization. And each one of these things is a skill that takes a little bit of time to develop. And then you can start to visualize it coming out of you, either clockwise or counterclockwise, depending on how you want to think about it. You could do it either way, depending on whether you're thinking about it peacefully or wrathfully that day. And these are all skills that you'll apply to other mantras if you want to learn them or not. It is something that you can accumulate and work on anytime. It's not hard to remember. You don't have to count your accumulations, just count them to fill space in time. One of the things that happens when somebody has like a psychotic break or something like that and ends up in the hospital is that they take away things like malas and stuff like that. So you're more complex. You can bring in a book or books, but you can't really bring in any of your tools. So you just bring yourself in and just do this practice. Now, eventually you can equate this with ignorance, anger, and ignorance, anger, and attachment. Also, depending on how you want to arrange it. And then as you start to think about the other two chakras, you can add, break it into greed and jealousy, break it into pride and aversion, or hatred and aversion. And so ignorance is still just one. Differentiating the different things that you're dealing with helps you become more specific in your speaking and also more specific in your listening, so that when you do these different things, you can benefit from what people are talking about, more than just sitting there getting high on the spacey feeling that these lamas generate. You can actually hear what they're saying and apply things. Now, think about how you learned in Western schools. You didn't have a test every day. Early on in the process, you didn't even have homework every day. You did little drills. You did familiarization with the topic. You did repetitions of the activities until one thing became easy and you didn't have to worry about it. And you learned the next thing, and then it became easy, and then you learned to combine the things together. It's the same process. So you want to do a lot of repetitions of things. So that's why you read books that may be slightly over your head. And you eventually learn to gauge whether something's totally over your head, whether you're in the mood for it. Some of them give you a little bit more enjoyment. Others stretch it out. The light blue series, the Treasury of Precious Instructions, by Jamgon Control, is really good about increasing your tolerance for non-exaggeration throughout the series. So at the beginning of the books, you're more conventionally easy to accept this information. By towards the end, you're reciting these long lineages of gurus and stuff like that, in which there's not a whole lot to hold your interest. There can be, there cannot be. It depends on how you're thinking about it. So these kinds of things help support an increase in knowledge, a global increase in knowledge. It brings you back full circle to the oneness of things when you just started to divide them into three.